Hi everybody. Welcome to Once Upon a Game, the Twitch TV role-playing game show that does all just one-shots. I'm the host and facilitator today. I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris, and I'm super excited to be back for season three. Nothing's really changed from season two. It's just that sometimes I need a break after doing like 39 straight episodes. Just want to refresh, recharge, re-energize. So I'm back, and we're playing the Quiet Year today, and I brought along two new guests. So let's go around and introduce ourselves. So let's go starting with PK.
Hi,
PK,
I'm
maybe
PK Sullivan. I'm a game designer and writer living in Chicago.
awesome, and Megan.
Hey, so I'm Megan Dornbrock. I'm the host of the Modifier podcast, and I live in Brooklyn.
Yeah, awesome. So we're playing the Quiet Year today, and it's been a while since I've played the Quiet Year, but it's one of my favorite games. It was one of my first games, and the Quiet Year is a role playing game that's sort of a map drawing, project planning style game, which includes a lot of just like I don't know. It's GMless. It's drawing. It gets to handle things that are more of like a community level instead of playing a character per se. We're going to be playing sort of the community as a whole. We may adopt certain people at different times, but they're more like personas than actual characters that we're going to be playing. It's really fun. It's a really different type of game if you're used to playing something only like Dungeons and Dragons, for example. So I'm really excited to get back into this game. It's been way too long. I think the last time I played this game, I did a version of This War of Mine, which is like a role playing game about like a Syrian kind of conflict of like a civil war and civilians trying to get by. And we were doing it in sort of like you were like a war torn capital trying to survive until the ceasefire instead of the winter, which was really like crazy intense but really fun. So yeah, like so this game you can actually do a lot of stuff with this game. I know there's a variant to it by I'm spacing on the name. Mark Diaz Truman, I think, was the co-designer of this one. It's about being like monsters in a forest, which is really
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Okay.
So there's a lot of cool different variations that people have come up with this game, and yeah, and since this game's about projects, I want to actually go around real quick and ask you guys a quick question about like what kind of projects you guys are working on. Let's especially maybe something that's a project that should be done in this year, maybe because that's kind of the point of the Quiet Year is that it's supposed to be encompassing a single year, and it's about projects and community building. So, PK, maybe tell us about a couple projects you're working on if you're allowed to.
Sure. Well, the only project I have that'll be out this year for sure is a book for Bulldogs, the sci-fi that kicks ass Fate RPG. Uh,
Yeah.
Earlier this year, I wrote Ports of Call Homeworlds, a collection of different ports for players to visit and have adventures in, with all sorts of plot hooks and crazy uh, space versions of classic ports. I did one that's basically the five boroughs of New York City. One of the plot hooks is blatantly a ripoff of the Warriors.
Nothing wrong with that.
Um, but I also have like a space version of sort of Scotland, the Scottish Highlands, or the English Moors, where sort of drama is the ultimate form of their art. So there are a lot of nods to Shakespeare there, specifically the Scottish play,
Yeah.
Macbeth.
Yeah.
So that should be out this year. I have written it. I've done all of my edits and handed it back. So now it is headed to layout and art acquisition, and it is out of my hands.
Oh
But
boy.
a longer term project is I'm working on the Fate of Cthulhu for Evil Hat Productions.
Mhm.
That should be out at some point, maybe 2017, 2018. Uh, but I'm currently working on the alpha playtest rules for that. And the high concept pitch there is asking the question, what if Skynet from Terminator were actually Cthulhu and the Great Old Ones? So rather than sending back in time a robot wrapped up in a flesh suit, their horrible squamous things are being sent back wrapped up in a flesh suit.
Oh boy.
And
I like this.
the players are the ones who are doing things that they hope will change the future to be not quite as terrible and just utterly depressing.
Yeah.
So that's
preventing
that's
the-
my current project, and it's a big one.
Yeah,
Oh,
going back
man.
in time, preventing the stars aligning. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. You gotta let us know when you're beta testing that.
I'm sure Evil Hat will put out the call.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Awesome. Cool. And Megan?
Yeah, so projects that are new to me this year, at least, is the podcast that I'm doing, Modifier, which I've talked about here before. It's a cool and exciting thing that I've never done before, and I'm really enjoying it. But I like that you put the 1 year stipulation on these projects, because I actually do have a project that is due in just over a year from now. I'm in an animation program, so I have my thesis due next May, and I'm working on a video game. So that's going to be an intensive labor of love over the next 12 months. And I should have a dev blog up for it, I think, this summer as I start to have more content to show for it. But it's the high concept right now is it's a tactical RPG, but it's about magical girls, and as you explore your relationships with your teammates, you get better at doing your stuff, at doing
so
your
you get more powerful with friendship?
yeah,
Yeah.
which is
I'm on
Magical
that.
Girls,
I'm
so,
sold.
yeah.
I'm sold.
You said tactical RPG, so I'm also very much interested.
Tactical friendship
Cool.
RPG sounds like the best thing ever.
Yeah,
So
I hope so.
yeah. I'm looking forward. Let us know how it progresses and stuff. Yeah. If you need a beta tester, let me know.
Cool.
So awesome. Okay. So a couple other things before we get started. So this is a one-shot show. We might know each other a little bit, but I'm not sure if we've ever gamed together. And even if we have gamed together, there are still things that will come up in a game that we may or may not be comfortable with, right? So I always like to play with the X card or even the Veil. As long as we're okay with being able to push boundaries and being able to I want you guys to bring whatever you want to the game. But also as players, if someone's not comfortable with this, if you are not comfortable with whatever was brought, being able to step up and say listen, I'm not actually. Can we just fade to black on that? Or actually, I'm not okay at all with talking clowns riding spiders. I have to get rid of that. And as part of being trusting kind of players with each other, that if you're invoking that sort of can we remove it, we believe you and it's for good reason, so you never have to justify why you're doing it. This is just a break glass in case of emergency kind of thing, but yeah, it's the X card is just so we're safe, because there's the worst possible game is the game where you're I really wish we didn't do that thing, and you didn't say anything, and it's 2 hours later and you still don't say anything, and then you're done your game and you're I hated it because I didn't speak up or anything like that. I want you to know that you can speak up either as soon as it happens, 20 minutes, 2 hours, it doesn't matter. If you're not comfortable with something that a topic or content matter that was brought into the game, we'll stop the game. We'll talk about maybe okay, we don't have spiders, but we had all these things about spiders. Can we just quickly copy paste or find replace with scorpions, or something else that would make you more comfortable? Are we okay with that? Because I want you guys to have fun and I want you guys to do it safely. Is that all right?
That's perfect.
Great, awesome. And because this is a one shot, I want you guys to be excited. Particularly these story games, their fuel is your imagination. It's you riffing off other people's ideas, you putting forward the first thing that came into your head, and then how that changes and stuff like that. These games won't work unless you're willing to contribute imaginatively. The game gives you guidelines of how to structure and when you should be describing things, but most Like that's the core part of this game is us being able to exchange ideas, and I want you to be able to feel safe doing that, and as well as kind of free to explore, like to put forward ideas, because folks will be able to handle it, and if they can't, then we describe it. I know it's easier to say now than it is in action, but as long as the intention's right there out in the open, right? So that's kind of the big thing with this, and for all story games, if you're ever unsure of what you want to do, go with the first thing that's in your head. It's oftentimes the best thing. It's also not the most obvious thing to other players, because what's obvious to you, like on first glance, is like studies have shown that's not what's obvious for other people. You might think it is, but it's really not. People will get blown away sometimes with you just being obvious and what you think is just average. Trust me, it's fantastic. And then if you're not sure, steal from other media. PK, like, yeah, if you wanted to steal from the 5 boroughs and do the warriors, like, done. Like, just take whatever you need, right? The games that we're playing today, like, you should be like a vulture, stealing from like all the carrion of culture and media that you consume, and just doing little bits here and there, and all of a sudden this new amalgamation is just awesome. Trust me, it's fine. Even if it's like a blatant, like, oh, you're totally doing something from Snow White, or like, that's fine. It's totally fine. Trust me, just being able to just riff freely and stuff like that, it helps and speeds up the game. And not just that, but most people can connect with that. So putting forward things where people can like riff off of, not trying to shoot other people's ideas down, more of like the improvisational yes and kind of philosophy. Super fun, super great for story games. So let's without further ado, let's hop over to do the Quiet Year.
Awesome.
So now I'm going to read the opening story here, and then we're going to rotate around and describe some extra parts about the game. Okay. So for a long time we were at war with the Jackals. Now finally we've driven them off, and we're left with this: a year of relative peace, one quiet year with which to build our community up and learn again how to work together. Come winter, the Frost Shepherds will arrive, and we might not survive the encounter. This is when the game will end. But we do not know about that yet. For what we know is that right now, in this moment, there's an opportunity to build something. So, we're going to do, what I want to do right now is I want to take turns, go into the next page, and under the Who We Are section, I want either Meg or PK to start with that we all have 2 roles in this game. And then whoever doesn't speak would then speak the next paragraph, and then I'll finish up. Okay.
Okay, so we all have 2 roles to play in this game. The first is to represent the community at a bird's eye level and to care about its fate. The second is to dispassionately introduce dilemmas as scientists conducting an experiment. The Quiet Year asks us to move in and out of these 2 roles.
We don't embody specific characters nor act out scenes. Instead, we represent currents of thought within the community. When we speak or take action, we might be representing a single person or a great many. If we allow ourselves to care about the fate of these people, the Quiet Year becomes a richer experience and serves as a lens for understanding communities in conflict.
And we'll also be presented with opportunities to introduce new issues for the community to deal with. This will often happen when we draw cards or use the Discover Something New action by dispassionately introducing dilemmas, and then returning to our other roles as representatives of the community. We create tension, and when we create tension, we can make the community successes feel real. If there's an issue you struggle with in real life, like whether violence is ever justified, introduce situations that call it into question. So, yeah. There's a volume. I'm sorry. If there's a volume difference, it's probably because I had to recently reset my computer, and when I reset my computer, a lot of issues came about with equalizing my volumes and getting all my sound settings set up. Like, my sound settings will be a little bit janky for a while. Yeah, I'm considerably quieter than the others. Let's see. I might be able to fix that.
Oh, I think I turned my stuff up recently too, so I can do something about that.
No, there we go. I think I might have fixed it a little bit on their end. I boosted my microphone up in OBS in the stream, so I think that might fix it. I'm also talking quieter, I think. Let me know if that's better. But anyways, the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to kind of start discussing a little bit about our community and a little bit about the game. Like, we're going to start drawing a little bit of things on the map, right? Like a little bit of like the terrain and that kind of stuff. So the first question that we're going to have is that we kind of just have a discussion about the general terrain and habitat of our area. Do we want to do a community in like a rainforest? Do we want it, like, it doesn't have to be natural. Like, this could actually still be fantastic. Hey, everybody.
I kind of like the idea of a community in mountains, in a mountainous region, so that there are fewer ways in and out of the community due to nature of mountain passes and whatnot.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I like it too. Actually, I'm really digging that. Yeah, let's do mountains. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take turns. We're going to use this blank canvas here in front of us. We're going to be drawing different aspects of specific elements of this land that we're going to be detailing here. So if we're doing a mountain community, we need to introduce some details into this, and be sure to leave plenty of blank space around for extra details to be added. For example, if you want, I'll go first and give an example. Something that I would like to do would be, if we're up in a mountain, there is a I'm gonna use a regular size brush, dark blue. Yeah. There is a river, or I guess a brook or a stream. Maybe it comes from glaciers or something, and it's coming down, and it drops off to a waterfall. And so there is a small, but significant,
there you are,
waterfall and kind of like pool that the water flows into. Yeah, waterfall. Okay. Someone else can go, and in the meantime, I'm going to kind of add some extra detail to make it look more waterfall-y.
Okay. And this is where my complete lack of drawing ability will inevitably come up. I like the idea of a forest. And I wonder, is there a way for me to... No. It's freehand. How do I draw?
This is like a plateau up there.
Oh my gosh.
So let me zoom in.
Yep. So you use the freehand tool thing to the left underneath the view.
Yeah. So I was hoping there would be a way to
Gosh, that's cool.
maybe copy paste some.
Nah, Roll20 has pretty limited drawing stuff, but we're gonna make do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's not it's not Photoshop.
Yeah.
Right.
Not yet.
So there's a pine forest off to sort of the southwest.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna zoom out so we can all see it.
All right.
Hello.
Or I guess sort of due south. Things shifted a bit as I was zooming.
I'm just
Yeah.
moving my thing down a little bit just so it looks better on the screen, but that's fine. That looks good. Sweet forest. So it's a pine forest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, so I know what I want. I want that water from the waterfall can't just collect here forever. It has to go somewhere. But I want it to be like an underground river. That's what I want.
Oh, okay.
So how I'm gonna draw that, I don't know yet.
I was gonna say maybe you can have you could have maybe a cave mouth with the river flowing out somewhere
Ooh.
else.
Yeah. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, draw like a cave with
That's
the river
nice
going
one.
into it.
Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna have it come. So this is my. That's underground.
Yeah. Are you using the tablet for this? Is it
I
working?
am.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, dotted lines for underground river.
Mm-hmm.
I might. Let's see. For folks at home, so they see it says underground river.
Oh. Yeah, I know. I know text is frowned upon, but
I would do.
there we go. That's underground.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So those are our details. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be declaring some resources here. We're each going to declare an important resource for our community, something that we either have in abundance or scarcity. Examples that they give in the book include clean drinking water, a source for energy, protection from predators, adequate shelter, and food. So I'm gonna choose. So choosing a resource makes it important if it wasn't already. If you pick gasoline, it becomes something your community wants and needs. So we're gonna be using all what we think is interesting to help shape what our community will be looking like. So I think what we're gonna do. Does anyone have any ideas starting off? It's like if something immediately comes to mind. Because otherwise, I think I'll just jump in and pick
The
something.
region makes me think of ore of some kind.
Yeah. For sure.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
Is that what you want to go with?
Yeah, that's what I'll go with.
Okay, cool. Just make a quick little resources list up here.
So, I mean, whether we actually have it or not, we'll find out. But
So we're just gonna call it. We're gonna call it ore.
yeah,
Another one I think I'd be interested in is weather protection.
Oh.
I think it gets cold, snowy, rainy, that kind of stuff.
And then I think another one, probably food. Well, specifically like grain.
Mm.
Yeah,
Farm grain,
yeah,
because that's a little more interesting to me than just generic food.
sure.
Yeah.
Me too. That's a good one. Yeah, I'll make that a little larger. Okay, cool. Now, as a group, we choose one of those resources to be in abundance right now, and then the rest of them would be get listed as scarcities. So, which of these three do we want to have in abundance?
I kind of like the idea of weather protection being our abundant resource. Maybe we're on the lee side of the mountains for the prevailing winds.
Maybe
So
we're
this-
underground.
Yeah, could be.
Mm.
Yeah,
That could be
regardless
interesting.
of whatever it will be, I'll
Yeah.
put a plus sign here for weather protection, showing that we have it in abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What I want to know is, Whoever called it. Oh yeah, we get to draw this resource on the map if you want.
Gotcha.
So yeah, what I'm gonna do for weather protection. Yeah, no, I like the idea of, I don't know, how am I gonna represent that we're on the right side of the mountain, or like sheltered in like a valley. I think I might just draw like higher peaks or something in like a shadow or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna draw up here. Just nestled up in the mountains. Okay.
Cool. And so the other things we have in scarcity, yeah?
Yes.
At least one of them, yeah.
And there's snow peaked.
Oh, both of them, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
I have scribbled green.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to do an absence of ore, so I have an empty wheelbarrow.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. Okay. So
I promise that's what that is.
So this is going to be the sort of like structure and form of play. So the basic unit of play in the quiet year is considered a week, and we're going to take turns who has authority for each of these weeks. And what's going to happen is that the active player with authority is going to draw a card, and the card often has a choice on it. You get one of two different things, and you can whatever you do, you have to resolve the card as it is first. And then once you resolve the card, you can basically start either like create projects, further a project, or hold a discussion. So basically, you can either detail the map, like that's kind of the gist of discover something new. Hold a discussion, which is sort of allowing us to hear what other people have to say in the community. It simulates the idea that communities are big and they have multi points of view, and it takes a lot of time itself to hear everyone's points of view. So if you don't like what the direction of something's going and someone starts a project without getting input, that's where like contempt comes into play, where people like, instead of being able to voice your concern immediately when someone starts a project, you're like, if Megan's like, well, I think we're gonna go dig deeper for more ore, and you see me go grab a contempt token, like, then it's like, oh, some people don't like the idea of getting more ore or something like that. That's sort of the example of how the game could progress. It's kind of like weird how it promotes silence in a way, but that's kind of how the direction of the game is. So normally you play this game with a deck of cards. Each suit represents a season, 52 cards, 52 weeks in a year. It's kind of the gist of it. We end with winter. We're going to start in spring. So that's kind of the big kind of gist of it. If you guys want, as a facilitator, I could go first to kind of give an example of how things will go.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Sure.
That would be good.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to deal myself a card from spring. Let me deal it to myself. Got the Eight of Hearts. And make it larger so I can read it. So, I got it. An old piece of machinery is discovered, broken, but perhaps repairable. What is it? What would it be useful for? Or, an old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed, and dangerous. How does the community destroy it? Ooh. Oh, yeah. So, the first thing that I think of is I'm going to go with the first one here. Like, it's an old piece of machinery is discovered, broken, but perhaps repairable.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing that I think of would be my original idea was actually mine carts, like a mining vehicle in the caves. But now I'm thinking just like an automated kind of tractor kind of thing, or I could do something just completely different, or like a water vehicle, like a boat of some kind to go through the caves. Yeah, I like the idea of a broken boat.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna draw rect. So rect next to near the mouth of the cave is this boat that's broken in half. Sundered in twain.
So what would it be useful for?
It would be perfect for navigating the underground river, because it could go against the stream.
All right.
So I'll give it a.
I could probably even go in the other direction wherever this river goes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a little prop as well.
So it is not a sailboat.
No, it's like a motorboat or some type of powered boat.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's its value. Okay. So that's what it would be useful. And then I get to describe either start a project, hold a discussion, or discover something new. I think what I want to do is I'm gonna start a project. I'm gonna make a project for repairing the boat. So our community wants to repair the boat, and it starts at 1 until it's my turn. And it'll take 6 things to get over there. Oh, I guess as a group, how long do you think this should take to repair the boat? So a minimum would be 1 turn and a maximum would be 6.
Mm-hmm.
But how many?
I guess my thought is if we're familiar with the technology or not, that's going to determine how difficult it is to repair it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Do you think our community would be familiar with boats? I don't think they would be. But maybe. What?
I think the community would be familiar with boats because we're on a river. But I think it's more that since this is sort of a scarcity,
do we have the tools?
We wouldn't necessarily have the right tools to do it correctly. So I'm thinking probably 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. I was thinking 3 or 4 as well. I'm gonna go
as a
with 4.
community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go 4. So it would take a month, essentially. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I just put a 4 repair the boat down here. Let's see. There's no change to the resources for this one. Yeah, that would be it for my turn. So once again, I'm gonna read over the part about contempt. So if there's ever an issue, so if you ever feel like you weren't consulted or honored in the decision-making process, you as the player can take a piece of contempt. And what you would do is okay, if you just declare to me that you're taking contempt, and I will make a little I'm gonna make a little chart the first time it happens of the amount of contempt that people have. Okay. This is your outlet for expressing disagreement or tension. If someone starts a project that you don't agree with, or you don't get to voice your objections, or you speak out of turn, so you are invited instead to take a piece of contempt. Contempt will generally remain just in front of players until the end of the game, and it acts as a reminder for past contentions. You can discard it back to the center in two ways. One, if you're able to diffuse the tensions, like if you have a good conversation. If you take the turn to discuss with your community about how to be directed, or if you act selfishly, and you're like, well, you know what, people are fixing the boat, and I don't want to do the boat. I want to go explore the woods. I'm taking contempt, and then on your turn, you're like, well, I'm gonna do a project of, well, I'm clearing the woods. I'm gonna go explore the woods and see what's in there. Anyways, and yeah, that's an option. And you can get rid of that contempt token from them trying to repair the boat. So, yep. That's oh, and I guess the last part would be, yeah, if someone does something that you like absolutely support, like 100%, you could also like remove a contempt token. Because it shows that whatever this project is helps diffuse those past tensions. Okay.
Cool.
That's kind of just the gist of it. So who would like to go? In order on the screen would be PK, if that helps.
Sure. I guess I can go. All right. So, which one is spring?
I think it's the third one from what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
yeah,
in-
it's not in order. Yeah, I didn't create this. I bought it from Roll20's marketplace. Weird, right?
Yeah. Come on, Roll20. What are you doing?
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. They're great.
Is there?
You can
Erase tool?
yeah, you can select it like with just a regular
There we
select move. Yeah.
go. All right.
Well, we also as sort of like a starting part of this game, we didn't really describe if we're doing like post-apocalypse now, or like a future or past, like Numenera kind of, like,
Yeah.
like. Was there any kind of like idea? I don't know. I was gonna go with just like, current present time, if that's as a default, unless someone
No.
else had a better idea.
Sure. Well, I mean, we already have a powered boat, so there's.
Yeah.
That's sort of putting it
At
at least 20th century classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Sure.
that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
I am not opposed to Numenera.
I have drawn the Two of Hearts, which says there is a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it? Why is it abandoned?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Since we already have a water feature, a couple of them, I think I am going to have a man-made structure.
Nice.
And let's grab it.
Awesome.
So I'm going to put that on the far side. And we are going to have an old radio tower.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's
Oh, cool.
like basically just an old cell phone tower.
Yeah. Why is it
Uh,
abandoned?
So why is it abandoned? I think it's abandoned because it doesn't have power anymore. And it's literally just now a standing, rusting structure that
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
Awesome. Cool. So I've just been discarding the cards at the bottom right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so then I get to pick an action.
Is it projects go down one first, or
Yes,
Yeah.
projects will go down one.
okay?
So my project goes to 3.
Right.
And I would also like to start a project,
Okay.
but my project is going to be planting a new bed of grain so that we can have more food going forward.
Yeah. It's a good one.
So I think I will just add some text for that one.
I would suggest that it takes some doing in particularly rocky terrain.
Yeah, no, and I mean, planting the grain is going to be quite an endeavor, especially since it's early in spring yet.
Yeah.
So I was thinking this would probably be like 6 weeks.
And a thing about the pacing of this game is that spring is definitely set up with leading questions to help you establish the world and sort of like come up with some of the conflicts and projects that you're creating. As you get to spring, it kind of goes into even more like project creation mode. But then fall and winter go to like, hey, how do things break? How do things not work? You know, and it really amps up the tension and like struggle. So like that's sort of like how it's paced. If that helps you at all, coming up with things and what to do.
All right, that is my week.
Yeah, yeah, it would take 6. That makes sense. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna make.
I grew up in
larger.
farm country. Like it takes a long time to do
Yeah.
that thing, especially when you're doing it by hand.
Oh yeah, cool, awesome.
And I'm thinking this is planting and making sure it actually gets to sprout, sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Wow, and I can't spell plant.
Plant.
There we go.
That's okay.
All right, Megan.
All right. So spring. I have to draw one. All right, where did you put my card?
It's over your icon, and then you can
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
drag it out into play.
Yes.
Hello, friend. And you are very tiny. So let's see. Can I make it any bigger than that?
Yes. If you select it.
Yeah, it made it a little bigger. Select move. Or am I just kind of stuck with it?
No. Does it give you the box options? To expand it and stuff. Otherwise, I'll just make it larger.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did I just?
No, I did that.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So there's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart from you? Or what belief or practice helps to unify your community? So this is the 10 of hearts. Or what belief or practice helps to unify your community? Ooh, these are both so good. But I think I want to do another community somewhere on the map.
Sure.
Where are they and what sets them apart from you? So they are... definitely down here in the southeast, kind of past this forest. And what sets them apart is... I think they are further down the mountain. So they live among where there is more forest and there is more flora and fauna, and I think they are primarily a hunting society.
How are you going to represent that?
Yeah. Okay, so they
would probably keep more livestock as well, so maybe you could draw some
possibly
pastures or paddocks.
Status. Oops, this is weird. Alright, zooming is weird. Alright, so I'm going to draw them a little.
Nice.
There we go.
Do you have a name for the community? Or are they just
Oh,
the others for
I
now?
don't. Yeah, I think they're just others.
Okay.
I don't know if we even know they're there.
Yeah.
Maybe we do. Yeah. We might. That's a cow or something.
That's a brilliant cow.
Or
Yeah.
something.
Or something. Who knows?
Cool. All right. I'm going to deal
Could be a
myself one.
weird space creature thing.
Yeah. It's a Numenera cow.
Ooh.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
So,
we should reduce our
projects?
Oh, yeah. Our
projects
projects.
by a week. Since
Okay.
Thank you.
Hmm.
And you got yours, PK.
I will in a second.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
I drew
Well,
the
that.
ace.
Oh. Nope, I get to do a thing.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Oh, well,
What, that's cool.
minimized
It-
still. That's
It
that's
it ties in actually to what I wanted to start a project where we start to explore the forests a little bit for other food sources. So we are just doing. Are we just doing that with text or?
Yeah, I just use a text box for exploring for food.
And when it's complete, we can draw a deer or something.
There you
Yeah.
go. Text. Boop. Oh, I had it. Where do you keep? There it goes. So I'm thinking like a week or two, right? Like just kind of scouting around, see what we see.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks. I mean, actually navigating woods takes a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. All right. Why is? That was very tiny. I've used this before, I swear. Cool. All right. We're scouting the woods. It's happening.
Awesome. So, what group has the highest status in the community? What must people do to gain inclusion in this group? Or are there distinct family units in the community? If so, what family structures are common? Ooh, family, community. Okay. Ooh. I'm going to go with the latter question. I think I really like the idea of families being clans. I like the I like somewhere between Scottish Highlands meets like Mormon family. So maybe even like polygamy. I'm not sure yet, but
But sort of a large extended.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. You live like you're everyone calls each other brother or sister.
Oh boy.
Like if you're in like your familial network, they're not literally like genetically brother
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sister. It's what your familiar ties. So I think how do they represent this?
Yeah, so this is a great game in figuring out how to visually represent very
Yeah.
abstract ideas.
Maybe. Well, I mean, because we haven't actually drawn our community yet.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of communal housing.
That's what I was thinking about doing around the underground river, but only above ground, like above the river, are sort of like what would we live in? I don't want to say trailers, but like I like the like shipping containers.
Okay.
Oh,
Like
cool.
I don't know why they would be up in the mountain.
I mean, if it's the ruins of a civilization, even Denver gets,
Oh.
well, actually, maybe not shipping containers from boats, but rail cars. What?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's a great idea.
Post-apocalyptic boxcar children. Let's
Yeah.
go. Do it.
Exactly.
Oh, I loved those books.
Same.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw sort of like the broken rail system. And there might be a couple still on the track. I don't know why I'm not using the box, but I'm not.
Eh.
Um,
Nice.
and then there's probably
Oh yeah, definitely some off the track. We've probably hauled some back from further up.
yeah, this one's literally turned upside down.
We could potentially be like based at the rail depot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So we have boxcar families. And the thing that I want to do is I want to discover something new. So there was in the night, one of the nights in spring, there was a real bad thunderstorm, and folks were mentioning that they saw lightning strike the radio tower. And ever since then, every so often, there's a weird, spooky buzzing sound coming from the radio station. So I'm going to draw.
I'm so glad you discovered a mystery for our
Shocking.
boxcar families. Thank you.
Yeah. Strange, spooky, audible sounds.
All right.
And we take down our projects.
Yep, I've already done mine.
I could.
Cool. If you want, we can finish this round. It's we've been streaming for we're getting up to about an hour for our stream, and I like to take a break around every hour or so. So what do you say after the end of our rounds here? So when it gets back to me, we take our first break.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
How do I?
Use
There we
the
go.
select tool, not the text tool.
There we go. Yeah. Boop. Nope. Got too many screens happening.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a way to.
That works. Right.
All right. So, I have the Three of Hearts. Someone new arrives. Who? Or two of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them?
Mm.
Ooh.
Those are both good choices. And neither of those affect anything. Okay. I think someone new is going to arrive. And this is going to be a wanderer, a woman who has not been a part of a community in some time. She is just traveling since she doesn't have roots put down.
So she wasn't formally a member of the community. That's what you're saying. You said
Right.
Okay, because you said she hasn't been a member of the community for some time. As in,
No, of a community.
oh, okay, got it.
Like
Yeah.
whatever reason, like she was part of a community at some point, but
Okay.
has not been. So she is now wandering.
Yeah.
And her name is going to be Miriam, and she came in following the train tracks,
Okay.
Ooh.
which is what brought her to our little boxcar haven.
I'm just gonna make I made a quick little note over here just so we can keep track of people coming in, right?
Yep.
So in case we ever want to use the names or that kind of stuff.
And I would like to hold a discussion.
Sure.
And I will open with a question. And that question is, should we make Miriam feel welcome or do what we can to speed her on her way?
Ooh. We should make her feel welcome. Well, how attractive is Miriam?
Well, I mean, this isn't some Hollywood production. Anybody who's out wandering the wilds alone, I mean, you could have Brad Pitt out wandering the wilds on his own, and
Yeah.
he's not exactly going to be attractive.
Yeah, but I was considering like, well, if our community doesn't have a lot of like diversity of people or anything like that, they're like, oh, well, we kind of could use another woman, like depending on how small the community is or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said like, how they're like kind of like families. So
I don't know. I don't know how
I'm saying like
picky
that might be a concern.
I think if she's willing to pull her own weight, we've got a lot of things going on. We are kind of low on the food front. If she's willing to help out, she can stay. But otherwise, out of here.
All right. And I would say that we would do our best to speed her on her way because she is an outsider and we do not have much food.
Ooh, yeah, because we don't have. Okay, can see that.
And that is the
Discussion.
discussion.
Cool.
Mark the situation it is attached to with a small dot. Okay, so basically we just had a discussion about Miriam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and our projects tick down.
They do indeed.
So repair the boat goes away. Since
So
it
you
was
did
my
it.
project, I get to describe it being repaired.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm just gonna. They found a bunch of duct tape. No. I think if I could, I think maybe Miriam helped like seal the deal here with how to repair the boat.
Sure.
Like they were well on their way, but I think with her guidance or something, she's like, oh well, like this is how you get it started, and we're going to this is why it's useful. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now it's in. It's also, I'm gonna modify it. It's been repaired and it's literally sitting in the river now
Okay.
for use.
All right. Megan, your project also finishes up.
It does. And so I think that so these are it's usually successful, right?
Yes.
When projects finish. So I think that we do find some game in the forest. That would also explain how our neighbors to the south are eating. So we do find some things that are worth eating, animal wise, and I think maybe a couple things like vegetable wise. Maybe not a lot of variety, seeing as how we're in the mountains, but there is stuff out there. We can
Wild onions, garlic, that sort of thing.
yeah, there you go. Some questionable berries.
Yeah. Questionable berries.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't kill us, but
Cool. Are you gonna draw it?
yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Also, I want a contempt.
4.
For the discussion.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll put contempt down here below. Contempt.